So, this one's gonna be about success and what success maybe might mean for you, and also what success means to quite some successful people, which is also something that's quite interesting, at least in my point of view. And this is what the episode is gonna be about. I'm gonna see you after the intro, I guess. But first of all, we're gonna start with another book notes page, whatever, from again Nassim Taleb's AUB commencement speech. Well, it's actually not a book then. It's actually like a speech then. But still very interesting, and still a very interesting kind of approach to success, I would say, and a pretty great introduction to the whole success topic that we are going to talk about today. And with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And I'm looking forward to this episode. If you're actually on a YouTube video, there's also the podcast link down in the description. So if you want to actually listen to this, please check it out. It might be more efficient, it might be more effective, it might be more better or something. I don't know. So as you can see on the left side, here are we at the book note site, which is again going to be down in the description if I don't forget about it, but it's probably going to be down there. High-level thoughts, the summary notes. For I have a single definition of success. You look in the mirror every evening and wonder if you disappoint the person you were at 18. Right before the age when people start getting corrupted in life, let him or her be the only judge. Not your reputation, not your wealth, not your standing in the community, and not the decorations on your label. Or label, actually. If you do not feel ashamed you are successful, all other definitions of success are modern constructions, fragile modern constructions. Success does not necessarily come from intense studying, laurels, and education. It can just as easily come from stumbling from one thing you're interested into the next one. Wealthy people tend to have their preferences dedicated by a system designed to milk them, feeling like they need to appear cultured, so quote-unquote cultured. You may enjoy a slice of pizza in New York more than a top Michelin restaurant, and that is perfectly fine. I'm just describing my life. I hesitate to give advice because every major single piece of advice I was given turned out to be wrong, and I am glad I didn't follow them. I was told to focus and I never did. I was told to never procrastinate and I waited 20 years for the Black Swan and I sold 3 million copies. I was told to avoid putting fictional characters in my books and I did it. I did put it in Neurotulip and Fat Tony because I got bored otherwise. I was told to not insult the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. The more I insulted them, the nicer they were to me, and the more they solicited op-eds, whatever it means, so OPEDS. I was told to avoid lifting weights for a back pain, and I became a weightlifter. Never had a back problem since. If I had to relive my life, I would be even more stubborn and uncompromised than I've been. Don't read the newspapers or follow the news. See, news wastes time. If something is nonsense, say so. In the long run, people will trust you for your honesty and for not being a shill. If something is boring, avoid it. Save taxes and visit to the mother-in-law. Why? Because your biology is the most nonsense dedicator. Use it to navigate your life. So if something is boring, avoid it. Yeah, then please, how many students are gonna leave school then? Nah, I don't know. I think school in general is a pretty fucked up system, pretty fucked up problem as well. And also a pretty huge problem for lots and lots and lots of people. And the problem that I'm, by the way, also seeing is that if we are spreading the word of people that have been dropping out of school and then they have been able to get successful by just doing whatever, let's have a look at Bill Gates. I think Steve Jobs as well. Steve Jobs. I'm not quite sure. But of course, Bill Gates and quite some other people that might not have such major corporations, but still are really, really doing great. A lot of them just dropped out of school or have been just really bad students and whatnot. But I wouldn't still say that you should be dropping out of school. I wouldn't say so. I think it really comes up to which type of person you are. For some people, school works pretty fine. And if you're happy just doing a 9-to-5 job and you're living your normal life, then fucking do that. Not everyone has to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone has to do just their own thing and build their own thing and whatever. You could also just be doing whatever. the most important thing is, and the most important part is, that you are happy, and that you're happy doing whatever you're doing every single day for 8 hours or even more. And I would say once the time comes where you kind of feel like you're not that happy doing whatever you're doing, then there's a need to change, or a need of change, because I don't know if it is going to be nice your whole life long to work on something that you're not really passionate about and you do not really like, and it's like fucked up and whatnot. But yeah, it is what you decide. It is what you have to deal about. And there's a little quote from the TED Talk site. Success can mean feeling the tingle of excitement about what you do, sticking with what matters through hard times, living a life you can feel proud of in retrospect. These talks say it all. And there's actually a playlist, and I might be linking it down in the description so you can check it out, what success means to probably quite some successful people there. And most often you're not gonna see that it is about money, I guess, but we're gonna go through a bunch of these thoughts from quite successful people on what they think is important there. But first of all, we're going to figure out what success might mean to you. Before we actually going through what other people think, let's talk about you. Let's talk about me, let's talk about you, and let's figure out what you think is success for you and or for me. The following excerpt is from Debbie Allen's book, Success is Easy. The number one reason most people don't succeed is that they don't take the time to define what they want. One of the most important things for you is to know exactly what you want. What does success look like or feel like to you? If you don't know, you attract confusion. Forget about what other people think about success and stop comparing yourself to them. But it must come from within. So whatever you're doing, don't compare yourself to anybody. It's like common, I guess, and the Stoics have been talking about it as well. Just don't compare yourself to other people. Like, there's no fucking reason why you would actually be doing that. No singular reason that would actually make sense, I guess. Still, it should be coming from the within. It should be something intrinsic. It should be an intrinsic motivation. It should be important there, I guess. But yeah, it should just come from within. But let's talk about the three steps to defining what success might mean for you or to you. And it is about a bunch of questions, and I would heavily suggest you to just take out a piece of paper and a pen and answer them, and not just write them down on your PC and then whatnot, digitally, whatever you're doing. So the first step is discover why success is important to you. And some questions that might help according to this site that is also hopefully going to be down in the description. Is your success defined with professional achievements, personal happiness, and or financial freedom? How will achieving more success make you feel? For example, more confident, more empowered, fearless, etc. After achieving more success, how will your life be different than it is right now? Will you live in a different city, have a completely different career, take more vacations, etc.? The second step is uncover your drive to move past obstacles. So what obstacles prevent you from achieving success? How will removing these obstacles help you move forward to achieving a higher level of success? How can you then hold yourself accountable for staying on course to achieving the desired level of success? And the last one is, what action step have you avoided in the past that could have helped you achieve more? And the third and final kind of big step is to take the first step, which is incredibly important, which might also be kind of one of the problems of school, I guess, that it is really often about some theoretical stuff, and really often is about some theory on something, and kind of relatively often not that practical. Of course, it depends on the subject and the school or university and whatnot. Like, there's a lot of different factors and reasons why some things might be different in some schools or in some jobs and whatnot. But I'm actually attending a pretty practical school, since it's a graphic design school, and I'm designing quite a lot, which involves just designing something which is practical, and it is not only going to be about some theoretical stuff. Of course, we also had some theory, which is, at least in my point of view, also something that's quite important. But still, I think practical stuff is something that's really kind of that really should be focused on, because I don't know. I think that you learn quite a lot by doing things, and also you're gonna just encounter some problems that you wouldn't be encountering if you just go through things and learn things in theory. Like, I don't know, if I'm learning about making a podcast, then I don't know if I will just encounter the problem of not having internet available or something like that. It's a pretty bad example, but you know what I'm referring to. You know what I mean. Like, there's always going to be something that you can't. It's like a black swan, I guess. That you can't actually see. You can't expect it. There's always going to be something like that. There's always going to be something like that you just you won't see it. You won't have it. You won't encounter it unless you do things in a practical way. I would say, yeah. I would say so. So let's actually go to people that are quite successful, and you might know a bunch of them. And yeah, this is what we are gonna talk about. So the first one is Richard Branson. He says, too many people measure how successful they are by how much money they make, or the people that they associate with. In my opinion, true success should be measured by how happy you are, which is actually, it is incredible. The thing is, being happy is important. Being happy is incredibly important. If you're not happy, your life is also not going to be that cool, I guess. Even though you're having a lot of fucking money. But the problem is, what should you be doing with your fucking money if you're not fucking happy? Like, yeah, of course you can buy a bunch of shit which makes you happy in the short term, maybe for a few seconds, but I don't know. Like, it's not gonna make you happy, And like, in my really early days of not really living, but I think also of the podcast, I've also thought like, well, money could also make you a bit happy. Like, it is not always like the people say like, you're never gonna be happy if you're just chasing money and whatnot, or like, I didn't really believe in that. I believe that money can make you happy. And I still think it can, in terms of really short-term things. And it's not going to be something that's going to last long. It's going to be something that, did you actually you get used to these things, I guess. If you're just buying a lot of stuff, then after a few months, it's probably going to be like normal. It's just going to be your life. It's just going to be whatever. But if you're truly happy, no matter whatever you're doing, I think this is success. The question now is, are you going to be really happy if you do not make as much money as you would like to make? Like, you could also just talk about it in that way. If you really kind of have the urge to just make a lot of money and be successful in terms of financial successful, which is going to lead to overall success in terms of being happy, because okay, I have accomplished something, and I have done something, and I've created something, whatever it might be. We could also just be talking about it in such a way. The next one is Oprah, and she says, how to be used in the greatest service to life? Ask the question, and the answer will be returned and rewarded to you with fulfillment, which is the major definition of success to me. And I would say it is difficult. Is it fulfillment? Is it success? Is it happiness? Because is fulfillment not a part of happiness? Are you really going to be happy if you are just fulfilled, or if you're not fulfilled? It is something to talk about. Barack Obama. For Barack, success is about how much money you make. It isn't about how much money you make. I'm sorry. It is about the difference you make in people's lives, which is also something. But this might be the kind of fulfillment that you're seeking, which is then in the end also going to be happiness. So I don't know. I kind of feel like that it often leads to happiness, and that it is often just kind of a part of happiness, a lot of things. But yeah. The next one is Stephen Covey, whom is an Harvard educator, I guess. And he says, if you carefully consider what you want to be said of you in the funeral experience, you will find a definition of success. Which I guess is going to be like, okay, I want people, if I'm dying, going to say that I have been a good person, that I've been a person that was really fun to be around with, and all those things. I assume, I don't know, I expect, but yeah, it makes sense. Arianna Huffington. To live To live the lives we truly want and deserve and not just the lives we settle for, we need a third metric, a third measure of success that goes beyond the two metrics of money and power and consists of 4 pillars: well-being, wisdom, wonder, and giving. Bill Gates. It is only nice to feel like you made a difference, inventing something or raising kids or helping people in need. Warren Buffett. I measure my success by how many people love me. Mark Cuban. To me, the definition of success is waking up in the morning with a smile on my face, knowing it is going to be a great day. I was happy and felt like I was successful when I was a poor, living 6 guys in a 3-bedroom apartment sleeping on the floor. John Wooden. Peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction is knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you are capable. And Maya Angelou, which has received something from Barack Obama. It seems to be some kind of a medal, I guess. If it is called, I don't actually know. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. Thomas Edison. Success is 1%, inspiration is 99%. Perspiration. What is perspiration? Sweat, moisture, dampness, a muck sweat. What is it actually? Oh, okay. Winston Churchill. Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Which is, I think, doing what I'm doing with the podcast. Because, some episodes I really do not enjoy doing. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm also thinking about just, playing a game or something and recording it and seeing what this feels like. If I like that, if there's something that might be working for me. But I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if I'm willing to do something like that. Maybe I'm actually going to make my own game. I could also be doing that. It's going to take a fucking lot of time, but I could be doing that. If I kind of find that it would make sense and I think it is fun and whatnot, then I could. But yeah. I think I'm just gonna end the episode there. I hope that this episode has been some sort of a good thing for you. I hope that I've been able to just help you out with some things. But yeah, and I'm gonna see you the next time. I would highly suggest you to subscribe to the podcast, especially just because, in my point of view, it is better than the YouTube videos since you can do something simultaneously. It is more efficient, those things. But yeah, but also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to, and I'm gonna see you the next time. So I wish you the best health, of happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, which basically means that you're just going to be a nice person, and then you're also going to be remembered as a nice person, which is good. 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, since a lot of companies started out with solving something that's really pissed them off in the first place. But yeah. I am gonna see you the next time. I hope.